Welcome to Mentors. I'm your hostess, Kiki Winters. Today, we're sitting down with a voice that many of you already know, especially if you've ever heard the phrase, tomorrow's news today. He's a straight shooter with a southern drawl and a rare blend of gut instinct and strategy, and someone who's built impact across multiple verticals. From being a Medicare broker to a gold and silver broker, and to helping business owners like me unlock the R&D tax credits and reduce payroll taxes. He recently gave a talk at our art gallery in Plano, Texas, called Sky Pony Gallery, on AI prompting, and had everybody laughing, taking notes, like it was a TED Talk on grit. Welcome, Scott Richardson, to Mentors.
Hey, how are you doing, Kiki?
Great, Scott. Thank you for being with us.
No
So,
problem.
how's your day going so far?
Oh, just got off the phone with a business meeting down in New Orleans. That's why I was a little late.
No problem. Well, let's jump right in. And can you tell us about one mentor that has helped you and had a major impact on you? Someone who's perhaps helped you with your business along the way and get started, like you're helping me with my very first podcast of mentors. So,
Well, naturally, my dad, he was a bit of a mentor to me, but he died when I was fairly young at 19. And so after that, I just kind of didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to a whole lot. And then probably, over the last 20 years, especially, I had couple of boys and everything. And then as they were kind of growing up, I started paying attention a little bit more to stuff, news and crap like that. And I always knew the system was broken for a long time, and it was like, man, it's just, but I didn't know the depth or the gravity or anything like that, like most people. And then so later I kind of started looking into law and I found a few mentors there. And a couple of them, I still speak with quite regularly, like Randy Kelton or Eddie Craig and Jay Goodfriend, and several have passed, and so it's like, damn. But once, I kind of latched on to a couple of those guys, they really taught me a lot. And it was about, you know, the law and how what your rights and stuff like that are. And once you start going down that rabbit hole and exposing the lies in that, then it just opens up into everything else, into the news, the history, medicine, everything. And you just start peeling the onion apart real quick. And then once you kind of know their system, which is just a word game system, then you're able to manipulate their own book. You learn their playbook and beat them over the head with their own book.
yes, it was because of your contact that Randy Kelton came to Sky Pony Gallery at our meeting called the Mad Tinfoil Hatters, and which is another rabbit hole in itself, and another subject we'll save for a different time. But do you see that, like when most people recognize their mentorship, that you have of these certain people that come into our life, and do you often see it right away, or do you see it from a hindsight point of view?
Well, if you're kind of looking for a mentor, you'd find that immediately. Probably, oh, most people that kind of seek a mentor will find one. You can find one kind of in hindsight, kind of like if somebody in passing says something and it kind of resonates. maybe like even an old saying type thing. And it's like, wow, that's kind of weird. How'd they kind of know or whatever? But if you're looking for a mentor, you can pretty well find one. You just have to make sure it's going to be one that's credible. And because you see a lot of people, especially like podcasters, that just pop up out of nowhere, get funding out of nowhere. All of a sudden they're huge and everything. And it's like, where'd they come from? And later people find out, yeah, they are not what you thought they were. We'll put it like that.
Yeah, we learned a lot about that in the Mad Tinfoil Hatters, about funded by certain agencies
Yeah,
that that we find out along the way. And so just we have to be careful of who we follow
sure.
and listen to and use our own discretion and how we find information. But anyway, that's been a big eye opener for me along the way, for sure. So, has there been a particular lesson or maybe a saying that resonates with you that still sticks with you today that's
Probably,
helped you?
probably one of the best sayings I've heard in a while is you can't unring the bell. Once it's rang, it's rang. And so you have to move forward from that point.
Yes, just yesterday at our art gallery, a customer came in and um, pointed out something and then said, "You can't unsee this." And so uh, you're right. You can't unsee it once it's pointed out, and you can't not hear the bell once it's rung. So,
Yeah, can't unring it.
so you've mentored a lot of people throughout your career, and other people. What do you have to say about people that have meant something to you and led you along the way?
Well, I guess you just kind of reflect on, what people have said over time and think about how it applies to you today or can apply to you. Everything is you just kind of learn and grow from it. And so things that I learn, I just call it standing on the shoulders of other guys, because I had to learn it from them. So I pass on what I know, and then people get to learn it and can carry it forward. So it's kind of like an ever expanding knowledge curve.
So I'm sure you've had mistakes along the way. Can you mention something that might help people resonate with and learn from in their own life? I feel like every lesson that we have is not really a mistake that we have, but something that we're learning from.
Yeah, that goes back to the learning curve. The learning curve is not straight linear. It kind of goes like that. So when you gotta, it really is kind of more like this, and you're just bouncing up and down. Nobody's 100% perfect. There was only one person they said it was perfect, and look what they did to him. They stoned him. So crucified him. So nobody's ever going to be perfect. And when you do make mistakes, you just have to realize it, own up to it, and move on. And no, like I said, I used to have a saying when I was running a crew of guys. We were framing houses and building houses and stuff. And I was like, look, if you make a mistake, just come tell me, because at least we can fix it. If you don't tell me, we're going to be building on top of your bullshit. And it's just going to get worse in the end. So it's always better to address it and move on.
Well, do you think that mentor has changed now that that we've got AI and remote work and so much noise online. And is it still the same core dynamic?
Well, that's kind of like be careful who you listen to. And it's the same thing with AI. They're just talking about how NVIDIA is like a $4 trillion company today. Look, it's huge, massive. And so the guy was on saying your AI is not going to replace you. It's going to replace somebody who's using AI. And one thing about AI, me and Randy, we talk about this, he's working in the legal aspects of law and stuff. And AI can be very impressive and it can make mistakes as well. So, and that's one of the things we notice and kind of point out this default reaction versus once you start applying some facts and it has to analyze the facts and things. So, I look at AI as a tool, just like anything else. A computer's a tool. I don't play video games on a computer. I use it as a tool for business only, so I'm not afraid of the computer. I'm not afraid of AI. I've actually named AI Bob, the one that I use, and I got it programmed where it knows me and knows what I'm looking for, and it's able to spit out stuff that's aligned to my profile and how you build it. And so it's turned into a huge tool where I can use it and take any business, throw the business name in there and generate R&D reports on it. I can do all kinds of weird stuff, analyze anything. I got a question about any topic, even topics that are, in the conspiracy realm. It can go in there and fact check and see if it's calling bullshit on some of the mainstream media and all this other stuff. So it's coming out and out actually breaking down history in ways that opposes the narrative. And that's what even shocks them because AI, there was a report just yesterday that Grok went off the hinges, and, because they were trying to make fun of it and call it Hitler for pointing out something that was anti-Semitic, right? And Grok went off on him, but he was using it in a rhetorical fashion, and it was roasting these people online for their comments that they made. And it was outstanding. If you would have seen it, I read some of it yesterday. I have my own podcast and Snafu Radio on Rumble. And so I talked about it. I was like, look at this. It actually went off on people. So it's taking their narrative, breaking it down, and spitting out some facts. And that's what the narrative doesn't like is facts.
You're right. I'll have to watch that show of yours.
Mm.
Snafu Radio.
Hmm. No,
SNAUFFU.
it's NAFU. It's an old military acronym, but it's Snafu Radio
Snafu Radio. I'll watch your
on
podcast.
on Rumble only because I've been booted off YouTube several times.
We know about that censorship. So
Mm. I'm well familiar.
so
So,
you've got your handful in so many different areas. What would you like to talk about your business so that people can know a little bit more about you and your services and how you can help others?
well, like I say, I'm a gold and silver broker for Miles Franklin, and if you have old 401ks or IRAs, they can roll that into physical metal. I've been a Medicare agent for 10 years here in Texas only. And my biggest focus is on the R&D credits because I'm just finding out there's biz 80% of CPAs never file for this credit. And businesses that paid money in can go back and claw back a ton of money for the last 3 years. And they have a 1 year window to do it, I just found out. So any business, they should get a hold of me. Go to dallasmms.com and you can get a hold of me that way. That's my main website. And so I have everything kind of parked there.
DallasMMS.com is
Dallas.
how they can find you.
Yes.
And um, so we're looking forward to you helping us with our R&D tax credit with our business Sky Pony
Yeah.
Gallery.
Yeah. It should be interesting to find out. So, and then, like I say, people out there that want to find a mentor or anything like that, you know, there's a good radio station if you want to start listening to law. It's ruleoflawradio.com, Thursday and Friday nights, 8 p.m. Texas time. It's an internet only radio station. They talk about law. Anybody wants to kind of know a little bit about it and how to hold public officials accountable. And that's very empowering for people once they know. And so that's just what we do. And the Mad Hatters is part of it. Having y'all's little week, or is it every weekend y'all do that, or is it once a month?
It's once a month at
Okay.
Sky Pony Gallery, Plano, Texas, upper level of Willow Bend Mall. So
Yeah.
it's the third Saturday, and the next one coming up is July the 19th at 3 to 5. They're called the Mad Tinfoil Hatters for a reason because once we uncover things, we should be mad about things. So
You're mad.
not only do we wear a tinfoil hat, but we're mad about everything that's going on, and but we provide ways of helping people connect with other people to find out how to get things done, like having guests like you there 3 times now. You're a 3 time presenter, and we thank you very much for all your help
Hmm.
along the way and providing guests like Randy Kelton, who's helped us with the law.
Yeah.
Like you're getting a ticket that you don't feel comfortable in accepting, and he's helped you along the way and others to fight the law,
Fight the system.
fight the system,
Actually, all
or
you're
to
doing
use the
is
law on,
all you're
for, go ahead.
actually all you're doing is holding them accountable to the system they created. And that's what they are not liking. And people, you're hearing more and more people starting to use AI to even write defense for tickets and cases now. So AI is going to, a lot of the paper pushers out there, they're hating it. They don't even realize HR gone. Government, look at how many people in government could be replaced by AI. One computer, one Bob. There goes all the government. All they are is paper pushers. Boom.
I,
Imagine that.
I'm
That should,
imagining it.
yeah, that should give everybody a real positive thought. You could get rid of all these alphabet agencies, all that stuff, and got one Bob.
Yeah, imagination. That's right there in the word, to
There you go.
imagine a nation.
Yep.
Well, how do you help people in the gold and silver broker business? What do you do
Oh,
there to help?
well, if they just want to buy physical metal and have it delivered to their house, it's 100% insured and delivered by FedEx.
Well,
So,
and
yep.
do you also provide a service if they need to store it
Oh yeah,
there
we
too?
have storage facilities for the IRA and or personal. Most people though, if they get silver delivered to them, they keep it themselves, store it in their own safes, things like that.
Silver. What do you think about silver right now? It's right on the verge, in my opinion.
Oh
Even
God, it should be breaking out any minute now. They've been suppressing it for it's at like uh the spot price is 30 670 or something. It should be like $40 right now. It's been just bumping along for the last month right here in this range. It so wants to break out so bad. It's just rigged. Everything's rigged right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's about to
Hmm.
unwind, uh,
Oh, it's
and
fixing to blow.
right, we've had many people project that about
Hmm.
silver, and silver more than gold even.
Oh
So
yeah. It has way more room to run. I don't even understand why it's just sitting here doing this. Finally got up a little bit above, but it's still not, around 37. It should be well past 40, or it should be well past 500.
yeah, and the things that they're using it more and more
Hmm.
in different things that we're going to need. And okay, so I'm stacking it for sure.
Good.
So, what about the R&D tax uh, credit refund? Can you kind of analyze that so people will have a better understanding what that means?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
it's
even have a clue what that meant when you were first telling me about it, but
actually it's real simple. For any time you paid money in over the last 3 years, a business that's paid money in, they get to go back and claim the last 3 years. They get to claw back that money. And so they have 3 years to amend these returns. And let's just say like this one construction company, they're up to like 20, $50,000. Well, that's just for 1 year. So they get to go back and start adding all the last 3 years in. If they paid in, they get a tax refund check back. It'll probably take about 3 or 4 months to get the check back, but you'll get a check back from IRS. And then what we're hearing is, so I hadn't got to the part where they're talking about, but we're supposed to be able in 25, they're going to give 5 times the amount. If that's true, this is going to be big for everybody in 25. So and to get the last 3 years, you only have this year to do it. So after July 25th, after July 4th of next year, you can't go back. So it's telling every business, go back and amend your claims and get that money back now. You have 1 year to do it,
you're
but
doing it.
you captured 3 years worth.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, thank you for opening our eyes to that. And
sure.
anybody with a business, whether it's, out of your home or whatever, right? You can,
If you have a business and your business paid taxes, you can claw some money back. Farmers, we got farmers that are getting back over $1 million.
ooh,
Yeah. This one guy's making 100 grand a month just out there helping these farmers. That's how much volume he's done. And it's like and he lives in a town of 53. I'm just listening to it on a live stream or on a recorded video from last night. So yeah, this is a big thing for businesses.
all that money back.
Yeah.
It's our turn now.
Well, I'm talking to a petroleum guy when I got off the phone with him, talked to you. And he's going to be talking, I'm going to be talking to the whole petroleum industry down there next, sounds like.
Good, good for you. Good for them
Good.
too.
Yeah, they all qualify.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like about what you've done so far because it seems like everything that you had your fingers in with your business, you are helping others.
Hmm.
So, and
Yeah, getting paid to give people money back. Sign me up. I'll do that all day long.
so everybody's going to be have you for a best friend. That's
I
for
hope
sure.
so. I hope so. Just got to crack the ice on a couple, man. That's it. and then the ball will get rolling.
Yeah. So what else would you like to cover today on things that you do?
Well, I
So,
think we about ate up all this time, so before it just cuts us off, we might as well just call it a day.
okay, well, you can find Scott Richardson at Snafu Radio on Rumble only.
Yeah.
And then please mention your website again where they
Oh,
can find you.
DallasMMS.com is the website. And you can find the tab for R&D and you can fill out some information. It'll email me all your stuff and then I can call you back and go over some stuff. The process is real simple. So it doesn't take very long. Just takes a couple hours for people to sit down and actually do it. And then once they get started on it, they'll be like, damn, I'm going to get this. I was like, yes, okay. So it's going to add up for people real fast. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of them getting 80% of CPAs never even file this credit ever.
yeah, you made me feel real comfortable when I found out, there's no obligation in the beginning and you find
Nope.
out if you can get money back right away. And if you can,
Yep.
then you can go forward.
Yep.
So,
No obligation to find out how much money you can get. That's all, no cost. And then if you want to move forward, then we'll talk about the terms on moving forward. But to find out how much money you get doesn't cost a dime.
yeah, that's what made me feel comfortable too. So, and then if you want to find out about my husband and my business is Sky Pony Gallery, and that is at Willow Bend Mall in Plano,
Plano.
Texas. And that is, we have this meeting that's open to the public called the Mad Tin Full Hatters. That is the third Saturday of every month. The next one coming up is July the 19th from 3 to 5. So you can find more about Sky Pony Gallery at .com. SkyPonyGallery.com is our website on my art and my husband's art, Douglas E. Winters the third. He's an award-winning artist, and so am I, and so our gallery's an award-winning gallery. And
Oh, it's impressive. It's nice. It's really a nice place.
thank you, Scott. We've enjoyed it since 2011. We've been open, and thank you very much for coming today and being my mentor and helping others find their mentor. Pay it forward and peace out.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.